to that one, but it's the one past when going towards the park we go to.
Okay.
Yeah. We did our walk today, showered, had breakfast. Now we're getting ready to do some errands. And I'm using my new, what do you call it, selfie stick. I'm tired of my face looking fat on the camera. My face is really not this fat. I don't know what's going on. But how's everyone doing? Peace and blessings. I hope everyone is well. Some nice days. It was so nice and cool and calm this morning. It was a beautiful day for a walk. And we achieved our 4 miles today. It felt so easy today. I guess because of the humidity and everything was not as high as it usually is. Because usually when we walk 4 miles, we're sweating, we're breathing heavy. The air is really tight, you know, so today was a good day. We could have probably did 2 more miles. But, you know, I got bad knees and I just didn't want to push it. Because I'll be sore all night moving and being uncomfortable, you know, with the soreness and the achiness of the arthritis. So I took it easy, and for right now I'm feeling okay. Yeah, we're getting ready to run a couple of errands. Not sure if I'm going to take you guys with me because, you know, holding the camera and trying to show things, I've looked at my old videos and I'm like, Jarena, you a hot ass mess. You just a mess, girl. So I guess it just depends on the climate of the stores and, you know, the surroundings of the store. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in a little while. That's basically it. I'm with my buddy, my best friend, my lover, my husband, my everything. And we're going to make this happen today. Peace and blessings, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. I'm looking for white curtains. My son and his fiance is coming down. So I want to just spruce up the guest room / my husband's office. These are the curtains that I found. I think these are so cute. Can y'all see them? This is what they look like. I think these would be cute. I'm really hoping it's two curtains in there. This is ripped up. It actually looks like it's one curtain. Is that 2? It's a 2-piece gauze knotted top window set, 84 inches, 44 by 84. Should I get 44 by 84 there?
No.
What should I get? Longer? 90 something?
84 is the length?
Yeah.
Oh, if 84 is the length, that's good.
Okay. I think these are cute. It matches with the comforter that's on the bed, so I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get these.
Okay.
Cut. So they are fully stocked here in TJ Maxx. They got the Halloween costumes, or is this for the dogs? Just look, this is the animal costumes. They are fully stocked. They are fully stocked, y'all. Fully stocked. Fully stocked. I am in Home Goods. I saw a pair of curtains that I wanted. I'm gonna go look in TJ Maxx and Marshalls real quick. And if they don't have what I want, how much are these towels? These are nice. These look, oh, these are nice. What they say? Called bath sheets. There's no price on them? That's a problem. Oh wait, $14.99 for one towel. That's not bad. It's a big towel. All right, guys, we're going to... Oh, wait, I wanted to look at the wine glasses. Did we pass them? Dining.
Glassware.
This is nice. Don't you have one of these? Something like this, Bet? It smells good?
Mm. 20.
That's a big candle.
It's
How's it gonna burn?
It's the wood things you buy.
I know. Oh, that thing look like it's gonna tip over. Don't it? See how the candles look from here? It's like it's leaning. I would hate to be in this store when that happens. Hello. Huh? Those are all the glasses?
It's in the box.
Oh, yeah. Trying to look for a set similar to what we already have. 3.78 liters. These are just so sexy to sit on an all glass little.
That is nice. That's for the cognac.
Absolutely. I was looking for those glasses that we had last time, that we have with the gold rims on it. Oh, these are nice. These are nice.
Yeah, those are nice. Those could be for anything.
This is cute. See, look at these with the gold rims on them.
How much are they?
$3.99 for one. These are pretty. There's only one. This is new for me, guys, so bear with me. They have some really nice things. They got stuff on clearance. Anything with the gold rims. These are pretty, the blue.
Those glasses?
It's cute. Like, I love glasses, but the way my house is set up ain't happening, Cat. Ain't happening. Those look like something we have already, but they shorter.
You want these? It's like something we have already.
Flukes. Those are like little flukes.
See TJ Maxx got.
Let's see what TJ Maxx got. I'll see you guys later. Going to TJ Maxx. If I pick you up, I pick you up. If not, just not. Peace. Good morning, fam. I hope everyone is well. What's this? A feather from my pillow. I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone is safe. I hope everyone's trying to build and grow and get their money up. I pray everyone's healthy. I did a whole entire video yesterday. Like, I really did my thing with that video, because I'm learning from my phone how to edit. I got a whole DJI camera that I just don't like downloading and uploading and all this craziness. I like to be one and done. So I'm just trying to figure out how to maneuver everything from my phone. I think I might get me another phone. I'm just all over the place with all these different gadgets and stuff. I'll get it right. Once I get it right, you'll see the difference. But I did a whole video and I'm talking, and my lips is not matching with the words. You know, it was a mess. But the video came out pretty okay. But I just didn't want. I did upload it just to see how it would look on YouTube, and then I took it. I deleted it because it was a mess. But I just can't believe the world we're living in right now. It's just some of these men are narcissists, yo. Like they think the world sets on them. Like it's about them, nothing else around them matters. It's just what's in that immediate area right there in front of them. Right? I'm watching the Nene Leakes show. And I've also heard a couple of content creators talking about him. So I basically was like, let me just see what's going on here. And he's a mess. I mean, he's a man also of a particular age. He has lupus, right? You know, when you're sickly like that, you don't have time to be judgy and be a narcissist and think you above, and you need to wake up every day and just be thankful you're alive to see a new day. You know, I understand what lupus does to you. It humbles you, you know, but he's not humble. And they usually say, I've heard people say, you know, people who are sickly don't really care how you feel about them or how you may see the world. They don't care. All they care about is what's going on with them, and nothing else really matters, right? But he's a narcissist. So the thing is that stands out with all of women of a particular age is how he gets to, and everybody, I mean, you know, we all live our life the way we want. You know, my husband is 2 years older than me. I stand corrected. I'm 2 years older than my husband. And, you know, when we were teenagers, you didn't know. Like, he didn't set out to say, I want an older woman. You know, we happened to be in the same environment back in the late 80s, early 90s, you know, and I met him, I was a teenager, you know, and you know, when you're that age, you don't think about being with a much older man. And I had daddy issues. You know, I did have daddy issues, but I didn't want nobody like my father. I didn't want to date an older man. I wanted somebody my age who I can enjoy. We can party, we can hang out, we can go on dates with, you know. I never strive for a man who's my father's age or older, you know. And I was on being Chloe Barksdale's YouTube page, and she had made a video. She had a little excerpt with talking about Trick Daddy, and some girl chimed in and was like, what's wrong with that? I'm in my 30s. I like older men. They do this, they do that, they do this, they do that. And I'm saying to myself, she's got daddy issues. She wants from this man everything that her daddy was supposed to do for her. Simple as that. I never looked for refuge in a man like my father. I'm good. I'm good. And I want somebody close to my age so I can enjoy. We can enjoy each other. But I noticed with my father, after he had left or broke up with the second to the youngest stepsister, he started dating women my age. And I thought that was weird. I thought it was very, very weird. And he put that young girl through hell. He put her through hell. And what's crazy is I remember one time her and my father was going through it. Now, me and her, her family had a barbecue. And we were invited to the barbecue. That was like, I think I had been around her twice, right? And she's almost acting as if, she's fun and she's fly and, I'm the same age as you and I'm dating your daddy. I was not impressed. I thought she had daddy issues as well, because I don't want nobody who's 20 years older than me. 20 something years older than me. I think I might have been a year or two. I might have been a year or two older than her. I don't want nobody my father's age, because I know what that comes with. I know what that comes with. And right now he's been married twice. He's been married twice. And from what I hear, I don't know if it was last year or the year before last, he was engaged to another woman, and I think she's my age, because he's sick and he needs somebody to take care of him and make sure he good. But he never really did that for his own kids, so he's gonna get his karma. And I just can't wait to hear the stories. But anyway, back to Trick Daddy. When I was in my 30s, I mean, even though I was already settled down and married, what year? How old was I when I got married? I had Quasia at 23. I had Marquise at 28. It was always important that, I had a long talk with my GYN, and she always told me, if you have babies, try to have them before you're 30 years old, because that's when your body really starts really turning for, like, it's harder to have babies after 30. So it was important that I had my kids before I was 30. And my first child was a girl, my second child was a boy, and in my heart that was all I needed. I had a set, a boy and a girl. I was good. I did not want to push that issue, But yeah, I was 30 years old. And 30 years old, I was already, I already was married. I got married at 30. Yeah, I got married at 30. No, I got married at 29. Was I 28? Yeah, I got married at 28. And right after I had my son, a few months after I had my son, maybe 4 months into his life, excuse me, we got married. Even when I was a teenager and being out there in the dating world and stuff, I never wanted nobody my father's age. Like, I thought that was the most disgusting thing. So, in my opinion, a young woman who wants somebody who's 30, who's in their 60s and, late 50s, early 60s, going into 70s, Why would you want somebody that old? And Carucci, that girl Carucci, she's dealing with Deion Sanders. Is his last name Sanders? Deion, whatever. The football coach. And she's had some amazing men her age. Like, why would you want to put your career on hold? You're doing so well with your acting. Put your career on hold for him. Look at the amazing women that he's had over the years and never been able to keep them or married them. So what do you think he's going to do with you? You think he's going to leave you his money? He ain't doing that. He just needs somebody to make sure his doctor's appointments are good. He can make sure his bedpan is changed, his diapers changed, all kind of shit. He needs somebody to move fast. And you young whippersnappers are that one. You are that one. And Trick Daddy know he don't have long. But you want somebody young. I'm sure with lupus, he could probably got to take something in order to have, to get it in. You know he got to take something. Especially with lupus too. And you taking all these different medications and stuff. Where are you really at mentally? You know what I'm saying? Mm-mm. And I remember my mother saying years ago, the only thing an older man can do for me is give me his money. I heard my mother say that because one of my aunts was dating a man who was like going on in his late 70s at that time. And this was years ago. My son wasn't even born when my aunt was dating that guy. And what's crazy is both my aunts was dating him at different times. I don't understand the way people think. I don't understand it. And like Trick Daddy, even before the whole lupus thing, he was never an attractive man to me. So, how is it that men get to choose what type of woman they want to be with? But if we as women choose a younger man that we want to be with, it's a problem. The men get the kudos and the women get the you're bugging kind of deal. And my mother went through that issue with my grandmother because my brother's father is 10, he might be 10 or 12 years younger than my mother. My brother's father is like 12 years younger than my mom. My sister's father was much older than my mother. My sister's father, I think he might have been maybe 10 years older than my mother. And he had money. My sister's father, before my sister was born, before my mother got pregnant with her, this man used to buy me everything, like bought me floor model televisions when I was a little girl. I had wished he was my father because he always talked to me and he was just always nice. And anybody tried to come their way with me, he was going to see it. And he had, we came home, this is the crack era. And my mom was out all day. We was out all day. And my mother comes home and finds out that my uncle stole or sold my television that he bought me. And let's just say it wasn't nice after that. It just was not nice. But there are some perks with dating older men. But I don't know what their bedroom life was. I really didn't care because I was a little girl. I didn't know any better. But I saw that he really loved my mother. My mother didn't want for nothing. And I remember that. But Trick Daddy, you can tell this he's set in his ways. It's either his way or no way. You know, we see that on the TV. Um, you know, a woman is not gonna be with him or fall in love with him. He's not he's not the type of person that would fall in love. You know, like I said, he just seems, you know, if he's dating somebody 35 or younger, you know, I only can see her as getting her bills paid. It's definitely not going to be sexual because the medication that he's taking for lupus will not allow him to do those things. You know, um, if I was 30, under 30, I would want somebody my age. I can maybe go maybe 3 years older, but I think that's it. I don't see how women, younger women, can date men 20 years older than they are. What do y'all have in common? That's your daughter's age. That's your children's age. What exactly do y'all have in common? 30 years old, even though I had 2 children, you know, and I think I was always very mature for my age. A lot of women who's 30 years old don't really know their bodies. They don't know, they don't even know how to visit certain doctors and stuff yet. You know, they're not even seasoned yet. I'm not making excuses for people my age. I'm far from the beautifulest woman in the world, but I've had my share of relationships. And, you know, I've learned very early in my teenage, you know, years the type of guys I wanted to date and the type of guys I just left alone, you know. Back then it wasn't hard for me to walk away. Like I always said in one of my videos, back then it was just so easy to walk away from relationships. You know, you could just bow out and keep it moving. You know, you don't have to worry about dude coming knocking on your door, breaking your door down, putting sugar in your tank and all this crazy weird ish. You know, it's really sad how this man could choose. You got all of the beautiful women 35 and up who will love on you, cook, clean. These 30-year-olds ain't doing all that. Where we going out to eat? You want your clothes washed. Why you can't get somebody to come over here and wash them? You want what? I don't know how to do that. See, he wants somebody who he can somewhat control. And those little 30-year-olds, and they not easy to control. I mean, even women my age is very, because we're seasoned. So we see the bullshit. And I see the bullshit with Trick Daddy. He wants somebody who he can control. You know, and you got to be careful because these little young girls, they about their money, they about their bag. And if you rubbing them the wrong way, they will gracefully bow out. On to the next. But I can't see a 30-year-old wanting somebody like Trick Daddy. But only for one reason. And that's to pay her bills. Because that's all it is to get her bills paid. That's all it is. I remember, what was her name? Um, I I can't remember her name. She was Caucasian. She was a model. She was a voluptuous model. She was a full-figured model. And she married that 80, 90-year-old man. And we know why she married him. He was rich. But his brother or his son, I can't remember, intervened and was like, you're not getting my father's money. He worked too hard for this. So you need to fall back. And I remember it being a big controversy over that. But at 30 something years old, I can't see myself wanting to be with a 50-year-old man. That's my father. When I was in my 30s, my father was in his 50s. When I'm in my 50s, my father is in his 70s. No, thank you. I got enough to deal with. Now, see, my husband, we grown, we aging together. So it's imperative that we take care of each other. But when you start in a relationship with a younger person, you expect them to do what? You expect me to do what? Wait, what? Not me. Not me, no ma'am. I'm good. No, thank you. And Nene Leak said something about, oh, you don't want nobody who look like me. She's another one. And I'm sure that man she was dealing with was a little younger than her too. You can see it. And she has cakes and cakes of makeup on her face to make her look a certain age. Her nose is like this big now. We're starting to see her age coming through the makeup. But I used to ask, my daughter, like she used to always, because, she had acne as a teenager. And we would always be in MAC. She always wanted to get MAC. And I said to her, babe, if you just keep your face clean, leave the junk food, like trying to tell her, you don't have to. How do you put makeup on your face every day? Every day. Unless I could see you're a news anchor, you're in that field, you're a model, whatever, you need to put that on. But to get up and go to school every day and put on makeup, I never could understand that. Like, where'd you get that from? I don't even wear, unless I'm going on occasion, if I'm going to a wedding, not even partying, because you going to party to dance. I don't want all that shit on my face. Never was a makeup girl. I tried, but it's just not in me. And my husband prefers my face like this. He prefers a natural face. He don't like all that lipstick, all that heavy lip gloss. Even when I was younger, I was not into makeup much. I just love to dress nice and smell good. Stay clean, everything. That was important to me. But Trick Daddy, he's got a lot of nerve. His bedside manner is not that great. That's a hard face to look at. And it gotten worse as he's gotten sick. He has lupus. So that changes everything in you, your features in your face, everything. And to wake up to something like that in the morning, I'm going to gracefully bow out. I'm going to say no. And I'm not the finest or the flyest or the prettiest in the world. But I know that I could do better than Trick Daddy. I know that I can do better than Trick Daddy. From a woman's perspective, you know. But everyone has their own preference, you know, and I get it. But see, it doesn't seem like he's looking for a wife, you know. He's just looking to bang out somebody and spend a little coin on and keep it moving. You know, you're a man of a particular age. You know, it's time to start settling down and stop thinking you in your 20s and in your 30s again, because you're far from that. You know, and you know, I'm hearing a lot of men talking about they don't want no woman their age. Dude, you can't even get your ling ling up. You can't even get your ling ling up, and you worrying about you don't want a woman my age or their age. That's interesting. And you know, I thought about my father with that. You know, my brother and my younger brother and my younger sister, their mother is a year older than me. Their mother is a year older than I am, and got 2 kids by my father. He don't pay no child support. He don't do none of that. Never have, never will. Everybody's grown now. And what's crazy with that woman, she had just had a baby by another man, and her and my father was hooking up at the post office again. Daddy issues. You see where I'm going with this? And I just always said in my head, I do not want a man like my father, because I know what he's about. And I know what these men, I would say over 50, is about. They make comments on, you know, women 50 and over. Like, it's crazy. And you know, I used to listen to my grandmother, and for over 30 years, I ain't see my grandmother with a man. And I used to hear, mainly my father, y'all think mom is funny? Y'all think mom seeing another woman or something? We don't never see her with no boyfriend. Until one day I had a conversation with my grandmother, and she says to me, she used to call me Bina. And she says, Bina, you know, I know everybody wondering why I don't have me a little friend on the side somewhere. I don't have time for the men's. I don't have time for those men's. That's how my grandmother would say it. Because they all full of shit. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. Ain't no men's gonna be coming up in here thinking they running my house. Ain't no men's gonna come up in here thinking they could sleep with this woman and that woman and then come lay down in my bed. That stuck with me. That stuck with me. And you know she's speaking on her own kids. Her experience through her kids and her life experience. She had 5 kids by 2 different men. My life was to graduate high school, to work and travel. That was supposed to be my life, and date. Wasn't didn't plan because I saw how my father treated women. And I didn't want that life. I want to make my money, bank my money, travel, date. That was all I had. That was my only intention when I graduated high school. And all that was falling into place until I met my husband. I was doing everything that I was set out to do until I met my husband. He was so different. He was so opposite of my father. You hear the birds? Thank you, Jesus, for waking me up this morning and allowing me to hear the birds chirping. That's life. Thank you. Hubby got up. He went to go put the car in the shop. We have an old Nissan. It's old, but he paid that car off. And so I said to him, I'm sorry to go off track. That's menopause, y'all. My daughter told me I have ADD, ADHD, whatever. But that Nissan, he paid that Nissan off it's been about 2 years now. He paid that car off. That's the first car. We've had 6 cars. And that's the first car that he's actually paid off. And yes, he wants to get a new one. But no. Ride that goddamn car till you can't ride it no more. Let's see what that feels like. I'm tired of grandstanding and doing all this dumb shit. It makes no sense. We live out here in the boonies. I don't give a shit about what my car look like. I don't really care. As long as it gets us from point A to point B, I'm good. You know, maybe in the next year or 2 we'll get a new car. But I said, invest in that car. Get it. You own the car. That car is yours. I don't give a shit what it's worth. It's not worth shit anymore. But it's still drivable. You can get it painted. Make sure everything is good inside. Get you some new tires. And just keep your tune up and ride the bitch till it falls off. That's it. That's it. Ride the wheels till the bitch falls off. That's it. But that's it. My son is coming home next week, and he's actually coming down to do some certifications, and his fiance is coming. But we missed his birthday. His birthday was the end of July. So when he's home, I just want to cook him a decent meal and, love on him because we missed his birthday. Well, we didn't miss his birthday. He chose to leave home, but for the past few years he's gone, we never really celebrate birthdays. We haven't celebrated his birthday with him. So I want to cook a nice meal and, celebrate and love on my baby boy. That's it. But that Trick Daddy, he's disgusting to me. He's disgusting. And like T.K. Kirkland, he could definitely get a 30-year-old. He could definitely get a 30-year-old. And I would be upset with him too. But he's a fine-looking man. This man is in his 70s. And he could actually pass for maybe his late 40s. He really could pass for his late 40s going into his early 50s. Maybe in his early 50s. But Trick Daddy? And I would be disappointed in T.K. Kirkland too, because you're a man of a particular age and you date somebody that old, 30 or under 35, and you're 70. That's disgusting. And he looked like he can hold his own, though. But I just can't see it, though. The Trick Daddy. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to get off this phone, camera, YouTube. And I was going to go get on the elliptical and the treadmill. But I don't even feel like doing that, to be honest. I feel like just, my husband and I, we have a couple of places to go today. Just probably find something to wear. Make us an egg sandwich or something. I have some croissants downstairs. Make him a sandwich so he can have when he comes back home from the mechanic. And I gotta clean up the guest room for my boy and his fiance. That's really it. That's really it. But that, I see a lot of weird stuff on YouTube, you know. That man Samuel something, the man who passed away from the heart attack, who be trying to, you know, degrade black women and women in general because, you know, he's another one. You see how God work? Be careful. See how God work? You walking around degrading other women and your shit's fucked up. Them be the ones. Them be the ones talking hella shit and they shit fucked up. He knew he had health issues. But you get on the platform and think you above God. And God gonna show you one way or the other. Nobody's greater than God, in my opinion. And I'll tell anybody that. But, you know, I got this bad habit of always putting my fingers in my head, scratching my scalp when I'm on video. It's annoying. I'm sorry, y'all. It's annoying. But that's a habit of mine. It could be worse, right? I could be on the corner drunk some damn where. But I'm not a drinker. But yeah, let me go online. I'm looking for these particular cups because I want to make a specialty drink for my son. But I wanted them in like those Patron shaped bottles. But I looked on Amazon and for 4 bottles, they want $20. I'm not paying $20 for, and they little things. I ain't doing that. I'm not giving away $20. So they $5 a bottle because you only get 4. I'm like, damn, if they gave me 6, I'll be all right. But 4? And then they have some other little bottles on Amazon that's similar to those. I think you get 12 for $20. But they don't have the Patron stickers or nothing on them. But I just wanted to make the drinks and put them in those bottles and just sit it on ice. I'm probably saying too much. I don't even know if my son looks at my videos, but that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. Now let me find something to wear, figure out what this weather's gonna be, and get cute for the day. It's Friday. I don't know. I think they're having a food truck event over here today. We wanted to go and check that out. So when I go out, I gotta step out looking cute. But I know I'm really, really hungry today. We ate the leftover lo mein I made the day before that was on the video that I had to delete because my voice and the movement of my lips wasn't syncing together. And I have a DJI microphone. I need to start wearing it. It's right over there with the camera and everything else. I need to start wearing that microphone so everything could sync. But that's it. Trick Daddy, he needs to really get his life and humble himself, because God is gonna humble him. He really do. Ain't no 30-year-old gonna take care of no man in his 50s and 60s. They're not doing that unless there's one thing they're getting in return. And Deion Sanders, his days is numbered, because when Karuchi had enough, she's gonna gracefully bow out too, because she's about partying and enjoying herself and working. So to be stuck with a man who's old enough to be your father, that's crazy. You're going to give all that up. And he's not even man enough to say, go on with your life. He's not even man enough to say, we got to separate. I'm really sick. I don't know what the future's going to bring. I want you to move forward and go on with your life. So you see what his intention is. I ain't doing it. Unless you my husband from day one and we growing old together, that's my job to make sure my man is good. That's his job to make sure his woman is good. We're married. We're seasoned. We're okay. Everybody's not like that. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to bash the people who aren't married. But at the end of the day, you want somebody who's going to rock for you wholeheartedly. You don't want somebody, oh, she got a fat ass. Let me try to knock her down. You want to ruin this whole girl's life? People don't think. People don't think. I put in the work. My husband put in the work. So we're there for each other. But to gracefully go out and find a woman who's in her early 30s and try to lock her down to take care of you, that's a selfish move. That's a selfish move. And you got to realize, men of that age have kids. Your age. So they see this woman coming around who's my age thinking she gonna knock my father down. They already know what her intentions are. So they gonna make her life miserable as well. And then that's when she's gonna realize what it is, and she's gonna gracefully bow out too. All I know is, when I was in my 30s, I don't give a shit how much money you had. I don't want nobody who's my father's age. I don't. Because that comes with consequences. That comes with consequences. So, I don't know, y'all. This is a crazy world we living in. I think, to be honest, this has been going on before I was born. This shit has been going on. But now that we're in the social media world, the world knows about it. The world knows about it. It don't make it right. In my opinion, I think it's all wrong. In my opinion, I think it's all wrong. But who am I? Who am I? But Trick Daddy, I'm getting ready to say Trick Gigi, Trick Daddy, You gotta get your priorities together, bruh. You gotta get your priorities together. Ooh. He's not an attractive man at all. Not at all. Nothing about him screams attractive. Nothing. Not even his hands. Let me find something. I can imagine what his feet look like. Good luck, 35 and under. Because he seems like a lot to deal with. All right, y'all. I may do another video. I may not. I don't know. I'm trying. I ask that you please like, subscribe, comment. Let's have a conversation. I'm a 55-year-old woman. If we can be on that same level as far as conversation, we all right. Our 50-year and over. Our beautiful divas. Our beautiful queens. Come on over and subscribe to me. I got so much to talk about. Everybody be safe. Have an amazing weekend. Don't let nobody stress you out. You hear somebody yelling and screaming, walk the other way. It's all about getting back home to your family, to your loved ones, to your home. So, with that being said, peace. Have a blessed day.